Welcome back, guys. Equity Podcast. Barrick here, co-owner of Equity Fitness. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking it out. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about mechanics, consistency, intensity. If you've been doing CrossFit for any amount of time, you've probably heard that before. And we talk about it in our on-ramp. So everybody who starts Equity goes through the on-ramp process. It's just a way to kind of build you up to speed on what we're doing in the gym. And during that process, during those 4 one-on-one sessions, we talk about some topics that are important to us and that we think will help you succeed in the long run. And one of those topics is mechanics, consistency, intensity. In the scope of the on-ramp, we're talking about that for movement, right? When we're working out, doing personal training or doing group training, we want to see mechanics first. We want to make sure that we're moving well. If we're not moving well, bad things are going to happen, right? We're not going to see the results that we want, where the risk of injury increases, and it's just not good, right? Once we see those mechanics, we want to see them consistently. We want to see them when you're fresh. We want to see them when you're tired. We want to see them over days, weeks, months, right? We want to see it over time. We want to see it over when all throughout the workout, all throughout the warm-up. We want to see good movement. Then, once we have mechanics and consistency, we can get the quote-unquote CrossFit-y part, the intensity, right? That's when we can start, really bringing up our intensity in terms of going faster or going heavier, and using that little that intensity is kind of like the shortcut, quote unquote shortcut, but you have to earn that shortcut, so it's kind of not a shortcut. Mechanics first, consistency, then intensity. Now, I want to kind of break that down a little bit into I just want to break it down a little bit. So first, consistency beats intensity every time. It doesn't matter what you're trying to accomplish. Doing something consistently is going to be better than doing it intensely. And so what I mean by instead of one or the other, like if you had to pick one, we would rather you pick consistency. So I'm trying to lose 100 pounds. Would I rather you work out 3 hours one day, or would I rather you work out 45 minutes 5 days a week, or whatever that math is, right? We'd rather spend it out. We want it consistently. We want that when we do it consistently, when we do it over a long period of time, that's when those results start compounding. Like that consistency is how we get compounding interest, right? Compounding benefits. That's how we get better. So we would prefer consistency over intensity, because over time we are going to get better. That's not to say that intensity is bad, but consistency is always over intensity. Now, we can also take this and bring it into all things. When I mean all things, we can take this into parenting, into building strength for pull-ups, into learning a new instrument, into learning, into improving our snatch. We can take that. Is it better to do those things? Is it better to parent, like to do some super awesome trip once a quarter, or is it better to spend an hour with your kid every day, right? Which one's more important, right? Like quality time. There's this myth about quality time in parenting where it's like, no, like they don't care. The kids just want you around. Just be there. And it's consistency. It's constantly showing up. Don't show up when it's just convenient. Always show up. You're always there, ups and downs. Same thing. Learn an instrument. 3 hours one day, or spread that out. It's the same thing. Building strength. The open comes up, man, I don't have pull-ups. I really need to work on strength. You just hit it hard for a month, 2 weeks, and then we forget about it. Or we just go this really hard pulling session where we just do a lot, and then we end up getting hurt, right? We went too intense. We didn't focus on the first two, specifically the consistency, right? Yes, over time we can get better at snatching just doing group classes, but spending a little extra time every week doing it on the side, or doing it with just a broomstick or PVC at your house twice a week is going to help you in the gym later on. So learning that instrument, consistency, parenting, pull-ups, snatches, it doesn't matter what it is, anything, consistency over intensity. Now, with all that being said, persistence without insight will achieve the same result. The perfect example of that is driving. You consistently drive every day. Are you a great driver? The answer is no. We're not actively trying to get better. We don't have any insight on us getting there. We have persistence, we have consistency, but we're not working on the mechanics. We're not working on the getting better side of things, right? So there needs to be more than just consistency, obviously. We need the mechanics side of it as well. We need to be coachable. We need to be self-aware. We need to be self-reflective. We need to be coachable. We need to have those insights. And then when you combine all of that with consistency, that's when we just start that to the moon, right? That's when we really start seeing results. And then when you can start adding intensity inside of that, then we really, really got it. So one of the things that I hope the gym does is that it makes us realize that we can take the things that we learn in the gym from working out and take it into our lives. You see in nutrition, in self-development, in everything, people in the self-development world, you always hear them talk about working out and nutrition because they're very much things that require consistency, and they help bridge a gap on how they affect other parts of your life. Like, you treat any other part of your life like you're going to the gym to get better every day, right? You treat it just like you're working on nutrition and you're eating real whole food every day, right? When you read about philosophy, you hear a lot of them talking about boxing and about wrestling and about being physical. Being physical lets us learn something about ourselves. It lets us learn that we are capable of doing hard things. We do hard things. You do hard things. And doing that consistently, you can do those hard things in other parts of your life consistently, whatever they are. Working on your relationship, getting that raise, getting that promotion at work. You can do those things. You've already done hard things in here. You've done it physically. Now let's do it on the other side. All right. So what do you think? Let me know. Where can you use this more in your life, or did I get something wrong? Do you disagree? Let me know. If you think this would help somebody, let them know. And thank you guys. I really appreciate you for checking it out. Cheers.